Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back again here on PlayStation Source. One of the biggest exclusives of the year to hit 2021 on PlayStation 5 is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and I personally cannot wait for the game. Very excited for it. As you know, we have been playing through all of the main core Ratchet & Clank games on the channel, as well as if you missed it, you can check out a playlist on the channel as well. Once again, all of these streams are unlisted, but the playlists are public, so you'll be able to access all of the Let's Plays and all the walkthroughs via the public playlist. But I did want to go over the next few weeks as we get closer to the game is do some lore videos that kind of give you some background in case you missed some lore points in those previous games. So without further ado, how exactly did Ratchet & Clank meet? It all started way back in 2002 with the original Ratchet & Clank game being developed by now PlayStation Studios' very own Insomniac Games. If you haven't played the game or want a refresher, once again, make sure to check out the playlist on the channel. That way you can get up to date on the game before Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart hits. While the origins and identity of our protagonist in the Ratchet & Clank series will be explored in a later video, we're going to focus on our introductions to Ratchet in the first game. He works as a mechanic on the planet Velden, specifically in the Kiesel Plateau, a recurring location throughout the series. Using his iconic Omni Wrench and skill with all the things pertaining to being a mechanic and a weapons wielder, he completes the construction of a homemade ship for himself. It's not particularly explored as to why he was building a ship for himself though. Maybe to just practice as he was a mechanic, or maybe he wanted to leave Velden and carve out a life for himself, as he did grow up an orphan. At the time of this video, I'm just starring the future trilogy in the series, so maybe the answer lies somewhere in there. Upon putting the finishing touches on his brand new ship, the Gadgetron help desk informs him that the ship would not be completed without attaching a robotic ignition system. Without that, there's no way he's getting off the planet in this homemade ship. Which then brings us to our favorite robot in PlayStation history, besides of course Astrobot, Clank, or more accurately known as his real designation being XJ0461, serial number B5429671. But we'll stick to Clank for short. We first find Clank on planet Corto as he's literally being produced and fabricated. He's in a Blarg robot factory which typically produces sentry bots that you do eventually end up fighting throughout the game. As he's coming off of the conveyor belt, he acquires an infobot and learns of Chairman Dreck's master plan that kicks off the main plot of the original game. Long story short, he was the dictator of the Blarg and chairman of Dreck Industries that were utilizing the sentry bots to destroy other planets in the Solon galaxy so that they may use their pieces of said planets that they destroyed to create a new homeworld for them after Orxon, their original home planet, became inhospitable due to the industrial factories on the planet. Clank decides that he cannot let Chairman Dreck do this, and at the same time doesn't want to be a part of this plan either, so he steals a starship and makes a break for it. It's also pretty telling that this little robot was able to see this whole scenario by using the perspective of a, regular, reasonable human lens and dictate that this was a bad thing. It really makes you wonder, like, what is the essence of Clank, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like he could have easily kind of, sided with his quote-unquote maker, which quote-unquote, I guess, during this game would have been Dreck Industries in a way, and kind of just, wanted the best for his creator. But it looks like he has reason, he has some sort of innate ability to really have a reason on the level of a human standpoint in terms of morality. It's really interesting. Clank is really interesting throughout the series as well. Clank doesn't make it too far though before his starship is shot down by Dreck's forces and crash lands on Velden, where Ratchet is. Ratchet sees the ship crash and begins to move closer to it. He finds Clank in some sort of sleep state and takes him back to his shop. Clank awakens to see his new best friend work on his own ship that he made himself and compliments his mechanic skills. He tells Ratchet that he's looking for someone that can help him save the solar system and asks if Ratchet knows where he can find a heroic looking person on a poster nearby. Turned out to be Captain Quark, and definitely we all know that Captain Quark probably isn't the most reliable person to help save the galaxy. Ratchet asks him what he's on about with this whole saving the galaxy business, and Clank then proceeds to show him the infobot about Drek's master plan. Ratchet sees the severity of the situation when Clank asks him if he could use his ship to take him to the coordinates contained in the infobot. That way Clank can make leeway and make strides to stopping this whole plan. Seems straightforward until Ratchet spills the beans about the ship needing a robotic ignition system for it to work and take off. Turns out, Clank has the latest tech that allows him to start any ship he pleases, so the two make a deal. Clank starts Ratchet's ship, and in return, Ratchet takes Clank to the coordinates to help save the galaxy. The rest is history. So that was how the last Lombax and a gifted robot became best friends and created the game series we call Ratchet and Clank. I do want to kind of like do a quick aside. Even when I was playing the first game and seeing this whole interaction unfold, it's funny because like Clank asks him to take him to the coordinates, right? But then all Ratchet wants is for his ship to start. But doesn't it work that, you know, if Clank were to leave, right, and not, you know, stick with Ratchet, wouldn't his ship just not work anyway, right? Like, wouldn't it be just a one-time use, you know what I'm saying? So it seems like they were kind of almost destined to be best friends and be together and go on these crazy adventures, because I mean, at the end of the day, if Clank were to ever leave, Ratchet would be stranded wherever he's at. You know, maybe technology develops over the series and maybe there's just not a need for Clank to always be on the ship, you know? Like, I'm sure there's many other instances where, you know, Ratchet and Clank are separated and Ratchet is able to fly ships by himself. But I do find it interesting how, like, you know, was this some sort of like low-key kind of ploy towards Ratchet into having Clank stick around? I don't know, guys. Most importantly, what did you think of this interaction? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you love Ratchet and Clank? Do you hate Ratchet and Clank? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure also while you are down there, you can check out our description where you can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long-form content and podcast format. Those, of course, being Road to PS5, Road to Miles Morales, or the latest Road to series. More Road to series to come in the future, as well as the debut of Save Slot Podcast that just debuted yesterday. Get hyped for that. It was a great time. Very much enjoyed it. Definitely check out that first episode and leave feedback if you have any critique or concerns or whatever this and the third. Make sure to let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to the PlayStation Stories to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Before we go, also, let me know other things that you want to know about Ratchet and Clank lore. Is there something that you're confused about, something that you want kind of further explained that I could probably do a decent job explaining, you know what I'm saying, with proper research and all that? Let me know down below in those comment sections. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.